Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here today with Love After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 9, Love and Vengeance. My recap and some tea. Guess what, you guys? The light at the end of the tunnel is here. Friday is the season finale, and hopefully, Julius will never grace our TV screens again. If I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a B minus. And let's hop right into this. So, like I said, the season finale is on Friday, and hopefully, we will never have to see Julius on our TV screens again. We pick up where we left off last week. Alexis and her friend pull up on Julius in the parking lot where she busted him with two chicks in her car. So she approaches him and she's like, "What's going on?" And all he does is just mumbles and says, "We're good. We're good. Nah, we're just here to go into the store. Nah, we're good." As she's like, "Why haven't, I'm sorry, Alexis is like, "Why haven't you answered the fucking phone? I've been trying to call you. We're good. We're good." So the chicks are laughing their asses off because it turns out that they're video chicks. Okay, they're just there for the money. They couldn't give two shits about Julius, which, by the way, his friend Drew is like his fucking twin. Like, what is going on here? There's like two of them now. So the video chicks couldn't care less about Julius and the marbles in his mouth. They're just there to, make a bag with the video, okay? So Julius is like, I'd be in the studio, I'd be vibing. Alexis is gonna have to accept the fact that when I be in the studio, that there's gonna be chicks there and blah 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 blah. I mean, I don't understand what the fuck he's saying without subtitles, but that's a whole nother story. So he pulls off in Alexis's car. He gets in the car and he pulls the fuck off. And it's like, excuse me, what is it with these guys this season and jumping in their chick's car and taking off? Yes, Bradley, I'm talking to you. What is up with this? But yeah, Mumbles jumped in the car and took off with like the car, like the under part of the car was like dragging on the curb and shit. I'm like, what is happening here? But he circled around the parking lot and decided to come back in. And he just keeps mumbling, "We're good. We're good. No, there ain't no drama here. We good." Excuse me? So Alexis's friend is like, "All right, girl, I'm going to let you go now." We watched him walk into the store without the girls, okay? So, thank goodness I didn't have to fight, but I was ready. My hair was all wrapped up in a bun just in case. I'm going to let you go. And all I'm going to say is this is a real toxic situation to be bringing a child into. I mean, Julius doesn't even know that she's pregnant right now, okay? Mr. We're good has no idea. So, Alexis is like, you know, she's a mess. Yeah, she's a mess because it's hitting her that she is having a baby with a bum. Okay. And she could say all she wants that Julius has to learn how to be in a relationship and whatever bullshit she wants to put out there. Friday's the season finale, and hopefully, we're never going to have to see these fucking idiots again. So she tells him on the season finale that she's pregnant. He needs to get a real job. It's time to get a job, Julius. And he's like, "Nah, we ain't good. I need to get a job." Nah, Alexis is toxic. Yeah. Anyway, I will be very happy if these idiots never crossed our TV screens again. Our thoughts and prayers are with Ashley. She recently suffered a miscarriage. And like I keep saying, Ashley is the one that got the better part of the deal Okay. She appeared on a handful of episodes, collected the WeTV check, and she doesn't have to deal with Julius ever again. Meanwhile, Alexis went ahead and had his baby. So I still don't understand what is the appeal of a dude that weighs about 105 soaking wet and talks like he has marbles in his fucking mouth. But Alexa seems to think he's a prize. And I don't know why she felt the need to speak on Ashley's experience with Julius and degrade her feelings. What am I talking about? Let me share this with you. And I'm also going to share with you a TikTok that Alexis posted celebrating her pregnancy. So hang on one second.
Like actually seeing him in person multiple times a month, like really video chatting, if not literally every day, every other day. Like I was really seeing him. Yeah, I ain't gonna say she did too much, because maybe she just was really wrapped up in whatever they had going on. But I'm not gonna lie, I only video chatted you 3 times in the whole year I knew you, and never met you, never even seen you in real life. And you saying you didn't give him no money. It's like, what are you so upset over? His words? Like, well, what are you so upset and like what are you so distraught about?
Who are you to question it? Those are Ashley's feelings. Who are you to degrade Ashley's feelings? Asking for myself, Alexis.
But honey, I don't know. Them her feelings. I don't know. Filming the show was a good experience.
Feelings that she's entitled to. So now I have to mute the music, but here is her tribute to her pregnancy. And I don't see Julius in this a lot. Here he goes for about 2.2 seconds. So I wish her the best of luck. Okay. She had the baby, you guys. She had the baby in March. She had a little girl. All babies are blessings. Like I said many times before, all babies are blessings, not necessarily all parents. Um, Alexis, I believe in my gut that she will be a great mom. Will Julia step up and be a great dad? Not so sure about that. Now, it looks like Julius is trying to do a hustle. So he posted this to his story. If you're trying to make, sorry, you guys. Sorry, I had to pause for a second because a motorcycle was going down my block making a lot of noise. So anyway, Julius posted to his story, if you're trying to make 1,500 to 2,500, DM me 18 plus. What kind of scheme are we talking about? Okay, let's just put it out there. What kind of scam? What kind of scheme? Are you selling ass? Like, what are you doing, Julius? Okay, because my husband works his fucking ass off, makes tons of overtime. Okay, and he makes 2,500 a week. So you fucking tell me what you're doing. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so, do you guys believe this jail story about Julius? Okay, I got this from TikTok, and I'm gonna let this chick tell the story on how Julius got the nickname of Soup while he was in prison. Okay, I'm gonna let her tell the story, and you drop me a comment and you let me know what you think. Do you believe this? Because honestly, I don't.
Y'all, I got some love after lockup tea about Julius's prison days. Let me tell you. So I'm in his barbershop yesterday. I'm interviewing these guys for Father's Day blog or whatever. And one of the guys there, his name is Cincy. He's from Cincinnati, but he lives in Chicago, and they call him Cincy. And he said that Julius is his boy, right? And he said when he was in prison, they used to call him Soup. And I said, why they call him Soup? Did he work in the kitchen? He said, no, that nigga didn't work in no kitchen. What had happened was, so when Julius first got to prison, he was like really quiet and nice. Nobody ever bothered him. All he did was like work on his music and he would pray several times a day, right? And one day this OG took his music book and Julius said, give it back. And dude said, take it from me. And Julius said, bet. That night, Julius went into this guy's cell, right? So since he said, when you walk into the cell at night, there's one area of the cell that is a little darker than the other areas. It's like a catty-corner part that's darker than the other areas of the cell. So you wouldn't know that anyone is standing there unless you come in and you actually look behind you, right? OG had came into the cell. Julius took his t-shirt off. He threw it over OG's head, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. He used the weight of his body and he bounced that guy's head up off the ground, right? And so the guy was.
So Julius used the weight of his body to bounce this OG's head off the ground. This is the part that I do not believe for shit because I weigh more than Julius. As one of you guys commented on my video the other day, your cat weighs more than Julius. I think my cat weighs more than Julius. So this part about him using his body weight to knock this guy out, yeah.
Knocked out immediately. And then Julius got on top of him and was like punching him in his mouth over and over and over, right? And then Julius took his music book and walked out. Now, all these people saw him do that, but nobody said anything because, you know, in prison, you mind your own fucking business in prison, right? So, anyway, OG woke up a couple of hours later and he was dazed. His face was swelling. He didn't know what happened. And when he sat up, all his teeth just started falling out of his mouth, right? It was like peppermint. It was like nothing but red and white falling down his t-shirt. Peppermint. That's what his teeth looked like, right? And OG could never eat solid food again, right? In prison, when someone knocks your grill out, that's called putting you on soup. Julius put this guy on soups, my nigga. And since he said, you know, let Julius rap, let him do his shit, let him do his thing, don't be talking smack about him because Julius will come in your house and stand in that corner and he'll put your ass on soups.
All right, guys, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you believe this story on how Julius got his prison nickname of Soup? I don't, not for one bit. So moving on. Michael finally did the right thing, guys. Michael fucking finally did the right thing. So I knew it as soon as their segment started off with Joey's dad saying a prayer at the end of the family barbecue. I knew that Michael was going to be done and he was going to run as far away from Joey as he could. And as you can see by the look on his face driving home, oh yeah, he was like, oh no, I can't do this anymore. No, I know eventually I'm gonna fuck up, and I don't want to drag Joey down with me, you know. And he even admitted to Joey that he's worried about what's gonna happen when he's bored, because right now he's not thinking about using because he's busy and doing things, and it's only been 2 days, so yeah, he's been really busy and doing things, but what if on day 3, day 4, day 5, day 25, he's bored? You know, he's afraid what he's going to resort to doing. So he's like, I know Joey is too good for me. I know I'm eventually going to fuck up. So I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to walk away. They get to the hotel, they pull up to the hotel, and basically, Michael turns to Joey and says, listen, I'm not going to drag this out any further. I don't think, we should go any further. I don't think we should be together anymore. And Joey looks at him like, what in the fuck? It's been 48 hours and you are just going to give up. Not necessarily on our relationship, but just give up on trying to be a better person. And Michael's basically like, yeah, because he knows he's not ready to stop using. Okay, and he's itching. Even though he says he's not thinking about using, you know that he is itching to use. And this was the most human decision he could make, to break up with Joey, because Joey would have never broke up with him. I'm sorry, Joey is too much of a people pleaser, like his mom says, to have broken up with him if Michael relapsed. Okay, so that would have just been fucking war, delicate war. I don't even know what fucking adjectives to use. So Michael did the best thing by walking away from Joey, and Joey's fucking pissed. Joey's pissed because Joey's like, he doesn't even want to give it a chance for being a better person. He's given up already, and it's only 48 hours. And the producer's like, do you think you want to talk to him? And he's like, hell's no, I don't even want to fucking look at him. Okay. And I'm thinking, Joey, you're really upset right now, but this is the best fucking decision that Michael could have done for your relationship. And I give Michael points for that, okay? Because he could have been a douchebag and kept Joey, on the hot mess train express that was going to go off the track and go down the cliff really, really soon. But he kept chasing him, trying to apologize and shit. And Joey's like, just leave me alone. Go away. You said you don't want to do this anymore. You basically have given up. So just leave me alone. Goodbye. And Michael's like, okay. So, as you guys may or may not know, Michael did get arrested on a parole violation a month after filming ended. So, yeah, that was the best thing that he could do, was break up with Joey. So, moving on to Q and D. Hmm. Okay, so first of all, Q goes to work and D lies to Q about going to work. But we're going to get into that in a second. So Q goes to work and she's telling her coworkers, the barbecue and how the baby mama came, and that whole drama there, right? Then her coworkers see what's on her finger. And they're like, "Wait a second, hold up. What is that on your finger?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm engaged." And her coworker's like, "Hold up. You know, that doesn't show that you're excited or happy about this, because the first thing I would have done when I walked in, if I was engaged, I would have been screaming and yelling my head off." And she's like, "Yeah, I know, but the whole baby mama situation." And her coworker's like, "That's your sign that you're not ready to get married." So now, remember I said D lied to Q about going to work? He has a part-time job doing concrete. So he told Q that he was going to work today, but he is over at Julia's house visiting his boys and having a meal. Okay, so he hadn't told Julia yet about giving Q a ring, but he will. He hadn't seen his youngest son since he was 4 months old, and now he's two. Little boy jumped into his arms. It's really cute to see him with his kids. He says he's going to be a present father no matter what. I love hearing him say that. So then he's in the kitchen with Joella, and he tells her about the ring. And Joella was like, not happy about it. So she's like, "Well, then does this mean that I can move forward with my life?" And D is like, "Well, it all depends on the dude and blah, blah, blah." So she's like, "We're grown as hell. Who wants to keep playing with feelings?" And I fucking agree with her. Okay. You gave Q a ring. You intend on marrying her. Let Chihuahua live her life. So now, guess what? Q found some texts, and they weren't, "Are you going to come and see your kids? What do you want for dinner?" type of text. No, they were texts that baby mama should not be sending her fiance. So her fiance is at his daddy's house. Okay, she threw him out. So she producers, ask him about the messages, and he's like, "Oh, they were just messages between me and Joella about hanging out in the car and seeing each other." And the producer's like, and he starts laughing. Yeah, and you said you feel like you live double lives. You are living a double life. Please, trying to have your cake and eat it too, metaphorically and literally. Like, what the fuck? So now Joella goes out for lunch with Dee's, I'm sorry, not Joella. Q goes out to lunch with Dee's cousin. And even Dee's cousin is like, he has a hard time keeping his D in his pants. So you need to make a decision about your relationship. And she's like, that's why we're taking space. Then he calls her. He's like, can we talk? She goes back to the house. Okay. And, she's reading the text messages to the producers, and she's like, she gets back to the house and she starts throwing his shit at him. She's like, get the fuck out. I'm done with this shit. Bye. So let's see how this ends next week, because we get a flash of D talking about, "Oh yeah, I'm single. What's up? I'll come see you." Yeah. Anyway, um Q has had a baby mama drama with D and Joella. And she also has had baby daddy drama throughout this whole season. Her baby daddy realized that she was on the show about halfway through and has hopped on Twitter to express his feelings about being basically played for D. Okay, he said that Q would always claim that D was nothing but a friend and blah blah blah, and now she's on TV with the guy that she swore she didn't have feelings for. So, he was really feeling salty about this. But as he says, OMG, here we go again. No, I didn't know about the show. Yes, I was salty and bitter for a few days. I'm over it now. Having feelings doesn't make me gay. I forgot everyone on the internet is perfect and unbothered by their ex. And yeah, he's absolutely right. So he's allowed to have feelings. He has two children with her, which we've seen the car seat, but we haven't seen the kids. So, moving on, Will and Courtney, which, by the way, they are returning for Life After Lockup. I was wrong about Savannah and Bradley, but Will and Courtney will be returning. And a little birdie told me, okay, if you don't want a spoiler, stick your fingers in your ears right now. Courtney actually gets arrested 6 weeks after filming. No surprise to me. But this week, she's still pretty pissed off about Will's accusatory tone. Okay. Their wedding night, when Will dropped her off at the halfway house and he got back to his hotel and he called her, she sounded weird. I personally think that she was drunk. Okay. But she sounded weird, and he automatically, assumed worse. So the next day, when he picked her up for their, second day together, day of surprises, he asked her. He said, you sounded fucked up, and what was going on? And immediately, Courtney took great offense, accused him of having an accusatory tone. In her confessionals, she says, maybe I was overtired. I don't think I sounded weird. Okay. And I don't appreciate Will accusing me. We've been always only been married for one day. So now we pick up. Will is taking her to a flight stimulator because it turns out that Courtney has always wanted to be a helicopter pilot. So they go to meet Bob, the flight instructor. Okay. And Courtney is like, as she's walking in and she sees the planes and the flight stimulator, she's like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. But then she hears the little voice in her head going, he doesn't trust you. So why are you even here? He doesn't trust you. This girl has major, major trust issues because her ex boyfriends were major, major douchebags. We heard about the one last week that basically left her for dead on the side of the road after the car went off the off ramp and landed on the freeway. And she was in the hospital for months and months, got better, and then just went back to the same old shit, breaking her mother's heart. Then we hear about a boyfriend that basically choked her out and almost killed her. So, yeah, Courtney has had fucked up toxic boyfriends in the past. Will may be on the little creepy side, but so far it seems like he really wants the best for Courtney. Okay, so she's in the flight simulator. She is having the time of her life. And, that's all Will really wants is for her to see her own potential and be successful. But then she turns into a fucking brat. Okay. So Will takes her to a sandwich shop. And she's like, "Why are we at a sandwich shop? Are you broke or something?" And he's like, "Hold up. What are you talking about? First of all, you've been complaining all day. It's a sandwich shop. I just ordered us two club sandwiches. Like, what is the big fucking deal?" And I was thinking the same thing. Hey, I mean, it looked like a pretty upscale sandwich shop. It wasn't like Subways or something. Like, what the fuck? If he would have took her to Subways, that would have been one thing. But it looked like, a neighborhood sandwich shop. Like, even if he would have took her to a corner bodega in New York, I would have been like, well, come on, you could do better. I mean, but this looked like a pretty decent sandwich shop. So she's like, "Oh, where are we gonna go next? The souvenir shop?" And he was like, "Yeah, maybe I'll stick you on a shelf." And that's it. That's it. She jumps up, she takes her ring off. She's like, "Fuck you. Anybody who thinks that they could stick me up on a shelf and talk to me like that, he could take his ring and shove it up his ass." So Will is like, I think that she's taking things way too seriously, considering that she was just messaging her sugar daddies from prison 20 minutes earlier. Okay? Because he's like, "Bitch, I've spent a lot of bands on you. Okay, the ring, the officiant, the dress. I mean, everything. And I'm sure you have a couple of bands in your pockets because you're still talking to your sugar daddies. Oh, you're looking in my phone behind my back? No, you do it right in front of me, next to me." And we see Courtney doing a car selfie. I'm like, "Girl." So she's like, "Well, if you would provide for me, then I wouldn't have to resort to such things." And Will's like, "Are you kidding me? That's not how a partnership works. Fuck you. Take the bus." So, like I said, these two will be returning on Life After Lockup. And I was wrong about Savannah and Bradley. They are not returning to Life After Lockup. As a matter of fact, they break up on this episode because Alyssa is a fucking snake ass bitch. Oh, yes, she is. And I have expressed my concern that Savannah, it seems like Savannah's only friend is Alyssa, Bradley's sister, and that she will be Bradley's sister first before she will be um, Savannah's friend. And let me tell you, these are the faces of a snake. She convinced Savannah that it would be a great fucking idea to pull up to his job after they haven't spoken for a week. They're taking space. Bradley's been staying at his dad's house. Okay? And Alyssa convinced her that it would be a wonderful idea. Bradley would love it. Oh, yes, he will fucking love it. The whole time I'm thinking in my head, no, no way, no dude wants their woman to pull up to their job unless she's picking him up, unless they have a prearranged, something like, "Oh, yeah, my woman's picking me up at 5 and we're going out." No man wants a woman, his woman, to randomly pop up at his job. Okay? Take it from me. No man. So, anyway, Snake Alyssa convinces Savannah that this is the greatest idea in the world. Show up with a smile, tell him that you love him, and everything will be just fine. Then the producers asked her, why do you want to be the one to bring Bradley and Savannah together? And this is where her snake head, her rears its head. She's like, I don't. I don't want them together. They are the worst possible couple. And I know what I just did. I sabotaged this whole shit. But, a sister got to do what a sister got to do. And here are multiple faces of a snake. She knew what she fucking did. She sabotaged the whole shit. And Bradley is at work complaining to his coworker about how Savannah's constantly up his ass. Savannah's calling him while he's on the ladder. He's like, I'm not picking up the call. Then she pulls up. And he is like, what in the actual fuck are you doing here? OMG. His boss is like, listen, don't take forever. Don't bring the shit on the job site. Time is money. Let's go. And Savannah's like, the dog misses his daddy. I just wanted to say hi. And Bradley's like, this is the worst fucking thing. Why are you at my job? Then Savannah has a meltdown. Okay, she basically starts sobbing. And Bradley's like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I try to talk to her and she starts crying. Well, maybe, because you called her a bitch. I just want to say that. He like called her a bitch. So, yeah, anyway. So she calls her mom, and her mom is like, listen, Savannah, stop trying to control the situation. No, she was a victim of sabotage. I can't believe she was that dumb to let herself fall to be victim of sabotage, and she thought it would be a great idea to show up to Bradley's job after not speaking to him for a week. But yo, Alyssa's a fucking snake, and I'm gonna keep saying this. So Bradley tells production, listen, she doesn't want to talk in front of the cameras anymore. Can you just unhook me so we can go home and we can talk this out? 2 weeks later, diary cam. Bradley's like, listen, that night we went home, we talked things out. But then, like a week and a half later, we wind up having another situation. So I broke up with her. Things are over. I'm concentrating on me, I'm concentrating on making money, and that's it. So him and Savannah are over. Savannah refused to film anymore. The end of Savannah and Bradley. So, like I've reported, Bradley is in a new relationship. Savannah is at her mother's side as her mother battles cancer. Moving on, Brooke and JK. Hoo-wee. Okay, Brooke is back at work with her mom. I'm not quite sure what they do. Brooke's official job title is a merchandiser. I mean, they were just playing with bracelets and looking at shirts and things like that. But hey, I guess they're trying to figure out which inventory should go into a store or their store or whatever the case may be. I'm babbling. So they're at work and JK's laying on the couch and he calls Alex. JK is another one. He's another fucking snake. Okay. He like promises Brooke that he wouldn't call Alex. He's not going to talk to Alex. He understands that this is going to make Brooke go fucking ballistic. But what does he do? He calls Alex and makes arrangements to go see her. Now, the one thing I don't understand is it looks like Alex was selling JK a dream while he was in jail. Like she was, making him think that she was going to be there for him and all this other stuff, but she was fucking other men. So I don't understand why JK is so hooked on seeing her again, getting closure, whatever the case may be. But he doesn't know that Brooke downloaded that little tracking app, that little tracking thingy on his phone, and Even though mom says, oh, great, that's going to make you really look like a psycho stalker. She's like, yeah, I don't care. I'll take psycho stalker. She figures out that he's in Mark, where Alex lives, and not Waco, where he's supposed to be job searching. Then she tries to call him, and of course, he's not answering her because he's on the couch listening to Alex say, I apologize to you. You asked me to write you a letter and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, JK reads parts of the letter. Can you tell that I've totally lost some interest by the time we got to this segment? And Brooke is blowing him up. Okay, that's what it comes down to. Brooke is fucking blowing him up. She knows that he's at Alex's, and she is not fucking happy. But the one thing I don't understand is, yeah, I get it. You work with your mama, but how the fuck are you able just to get up and leave work, hop in your car, and say, "Fuck it, I'm going to Mark, and if I catch him at Alex's, I'm going to throw hands." Girl, your job, your responsibilities. I mean, deal with throwing hands after work. Sheesh. She got a new man. She has to have a new man. Okay. She posted this to Instagram and she said, I met somebody and he's got blue eyes. He opens the door and he don't make me cry. He ate from where he ate where we're from, but he feels like home. Yeah, he got me doing things I've never done. And someone commented, it's probably best he's not from where we're from. Just saying. And she said, absolutely right. Hey, does she have a 90-day fiance? You never know. Now, I know she posted this picture maybe about a week or two ago. Her and JK in a hug, embrace, whatever you want to call it. And she captioned it, locked in. Well, a little birdie told me that they were filming during that week. So, yeah. Anyway, so JK celebrated his birthday, a free man. Congratulations. And before I let you guys go, I just want to provide you with a brief Amber update. As you guys may or may not know, my dear friend Amber is in the hospital fighting for her life. And she is one of the strongest bitches I know, and she's going to beat this. She had a double case of pneumonia, which turned into a raging blood infection, which she has beaten. The blood infection is gone. But now the next battles for her is how much the blood infection has affected her organs and her mental status. She is on a breathing tube, and I'm waiting to hear because the last time I spoke with Queen, they were hoping to wean her off the breathing tube, and they were testing to see how the blood infection may have affected her organs. So that's basically where we are right now. Not much of an update, I know, but like I said, it's an hour to hour, day to day battle. I have been speaking to Amber daily on FaceTime. I haven't spoken to her yet today, Wednesday, May 21st. But as I have updates, I will provide them to you guys. Please, please, please keep Amber, her parents, Queen, and Hank, who have been by her side 24/7 in your prayers. If you guys want to help Amber's parents, they are facing, expenses. They are, they took time off of work. They have hotel expenses, food, gas, parking. I mean, it's crazy. If you guys want to help them, please send me a message on Instagram. I'm on Twitter as well. I'm on Facebook. You can send me a message to Kiki and Kippets on Facebook or comment, and I'll let you know how you can help. So, thank you everybody for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button. Share my video with a friend or 10. Comment, and please consider joining my membership. Thank you so much. Please, please pray for Amber. Bye, everybody.